Howdy everybody, here Jughead. We're up in Fairbanks. It's a nice cold day, about minus 15 today, and working on getting this last video put out. This one's a little bit different. We participate in what we call DART. It is the Disaster Airlift Response Team out of Skagit County in cooperation with BC-AERO, which so it was a cross-border exercise. We were delivering medical supplies out of Skagit Field and Cedro Woolley. We were going up to Abbotsford, clearing customs with a special effort by BC Customs, and then taking the supplies over to Langley, BC. British Colombia Airlift Emergency Response Coordination and the Emergency Volunteer Air Corps. It was a big group effort, so it was a lot of fun. So we'll take you along on this trip, and hopefully it's maybe inspiring, a little bit entertaining. It's some important work that they're doing in the event of natural disasters up in the Pacific Northwest. Sky Terry and his men and women doing a great job. Well, it's a quick 36 miles for this first reposition flight up to Bayview, Skagit Regional. Chilly morning, had the airplane plugged in on the heater overnight. We'll still let it get nice and warmed up. They track us where we depart and leave, so here's the text message getting ready to let them know that I am going airborne out of Harvey. Everything's warmed up. No Dakota this time because we need all the room in the cockpit we can get, so it'll be a quiet takeoff as we depart Harvey here on this beautiful morning. Pretty morning as we pass out of the Snohomish Valley. Arlington Airfield over to the right was still quiet this morning. Tulalip Reservation over to the left and Puget Sound. Love the AV-30s though. Coming into Bayview, been listening up on the radio clear and nobody there, so we just entered a left base, landing on 29. Lot of some really nice looking grass just to the right of the runway that was really tempting to land in, but I don't know the infield that well, hadn't had a chance to check it for obstacles, so while I lined up at it to look at it, took the conservative approach, stepped over the pavement, and then I'll taxi back over to the right after landing and look at it. It looks like it would have been good, but not a big deal. The 26-inch Goodyears, they wear nicely on the pavement, so see the DART team assembled and ready. I was the first airplane coming in, so get her rolling, shut her down, coast in, and get ready for this first load.
This is Luke, he's my son. Luke, good to meet you. How's that guy? Hey, how are you? Well, and here's a man with the paperwork. You know, we gotta get the paperwork. There's your manifest. Thank you. You got a crayon? No.
You have a pen right there.
Worked with a Marine a couple weeks ago and he stole it.
All right, let's go.
Got roughly 10-pound boxes and 20-pound boxes.
And we do have garbage bags if you want to break something open to make things fit better.
Let's start with 10-pound boxes.
I saw you playing balance.
I love my baggage door and the extended baggage on my 170, so I just crawled in the back through the first 6 boxes in the extended baggage. Didn't have to worry about weight. This whole trip is all about volume. And then just climbed outside and just started stacking.
we completely filled up that first pallet. They had to bring over 2 more hand carts worth of boxes for us to max out the volume. This first load is going to end up being about 320 pounds, which was still about 150 pounds below my max gross, but I was just out of room.
That's full.
Well, you always got to make sure you got the paperwork right. So while I just sat here, even though the engine was warm, one more time over the loadout paperwork, customs paperwork, and ready to go. As you climb out from Bayview, you got Chucknut Bay off to the left, Mount Baker off to the right. It's a nice day to be flying. Even with the full load, 97 Bravo flies like a dream. Always easy crossing the border. You get the discrete border crossing code. You're talking to Vancouver terminal before you even get in the area. And before long, we were on final into Abbotsford. I've flown in here a couple years ago, but first time in a couple years. Really friendly staff, always helpful, because things are similar in Canada, but they're always just a little bit different as well. I'm going to be landing long here because I clear to the right at the very end and go down to customs, which is over on the east side of the field. There is no exact customs box. It's just in a general area over by the FBO. A quick phone call. We had a special number we were calling. Customs was on board with the exercise and the planning, so it was very quick and easy. It was about a 30-second phone call to clear. Ground immediately had me taxiing for a departure. Not a lot of signs here, so I started going one direction, and they said I'd get there faster if I went the other direction. So again, I appreciate their help. Before long, we were ready to be airborne for the quick, about 3-4 minute flight over to Langley, BC. Took off on one runway, or landed on one runway. We're going to take off on the other. initially gave me a left-hand turn heading just to keep me clear of some arriving and departing traffic, and then before long I was cleared direct over towards Langley. Kind of convenient going between Abbotsford and Langley queues. You just go from inner tower to inner tower, which makes it nice and easy to coordinate. Langley Tower would put me, had me enter a right downwind, landing to the northeast, and quick, easy, short pattern then. Keep it within gliding distance of the airport. Got farm fields down underneath us. That gives us some nice options as well. Took a little bit of searching to figure out exactly where we were going here on the airfield, but before long, between some phone calls, text messages, ground control help, and the boys from BC coming out and waving me in, we found exactly where to park.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Canada.
Good. You looking for a bunch of masks?
I'm looking for some.
All right. I wasn't sure where we were headed.
Yeah. No. Ah, and you got Jughead. Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I need to take a picture. How often do you see a plane with a similar paint job?
Yeah. No kidding, right?
Well, this is cool. So 97 Bravo, there's the load we had. And here's Goofy. Just about the exact paint scheme and colors. I mean, God, that is close. Those blues are almost identical.
Well, in no time we had 97 Bravo unloaded and I was ready to go. Total time for the unload, including some socializing, was about 15 minutes was all. We were going to be making the round trip, it looked like, in about an hour and 10 minutes. Quick phone call to let them know that I was headed back to Skagit and we were ready to go. quick view of Langley as I turn to a left downwind, pretty much straight southbound as we get our border crossing code to head for home. Before long, we're set up for left base, landing runway 11 at Skagit. And with about an hour of flying time and an hour and a half of total clock time, we were back ready for our second load. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol came up to Skagit and were ready to receive us. I forgot to actually stop in their box, so I appreciate their understanding. As I stopped at the load pile, they came over, quickly cleared me through customs, and we got ready to do it again.
I need customs, gentlemen. I need to talk to the customs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Coming over, so.
Hello. I saw the other black jacket down here, and I thought, okay, well, they want me to come all the way down.
That's okay. No, I just need your passport, sir.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
And all that, the medical and the your certificates all in here.
Nope, that's in the other bag.
Aircraft registration certificate. You got your medical.
We appreciate you coming out today to help with this. Sure makes it easier for us.
I think you're welcome. You're welcome.
So my question is for the
No, that's the old one.
That's the old one.
for the next notification, are we literally verbally telling you guys, hey, we'll be back in 2 hours now? Does that work, or do we have to do it online?
You still need to do
You
your
still-
APIS.
Yeah, you
Really?
have to transmit
Okay.
APIS.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
transmit.
that we can't
It's
wait.
like
Okay.
worldwide.
I helped rebuild one of these and got my tail wheel endorsement.
Did you?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Well, the
great.
cool thing is at the other end, we're parking right next to one with the exact same color scheme. I've got Jughead on the side of mine. They have Goofy on the tail of theirs.
Yeah, Goofy's coming here in about a half hour, I think. Or 15.
The tracking board where all those text messages and phone calls are being kept track of.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed today's video. We've just wrapped up the first of 3 legs that we're going to do on this exercise. And we'll feature those second legs and some more of the sights and sounds and experiences in version 2 of an upcoming video of this DART exercise. Big thanks out again to BC-AERO, the DART, Sky Terry, all the men and women on both sides of the border, including U.S. and Canadian customs teams, to help make this exercise successful and actually quite easy to perform as a pilot. Crossing the border is usually kind of cumbersome in a procedural way. It's a pretty easy concept once you get it, but it's rather labor intensive with all the clearing phone calls and paperwork and stuff, and they did a nice job of trying to minimize that today. So look for part 2 to come out in a couple weeks. We are here in Juneau. It has now been dumping snow heavy since we landed at midnight, so it's been a good day to finish up the editing, and hopefully we'll get out of here in a couple hours up to Anchorage, back to Seattle, and be done. But thanks for coming along, and Jughead is out.